Welcome everybody to On-Prem Pros. Today we are joined by some partners of ours, ARPHost here. We're going to be talking about Proxmox. We're going to be debunking some Proxmox myths out there. So a lot of exciting stuff, and we're actually going to go a little off script of On-Prem Pros and talk a little bit about cloud also, because these guys can also do Proxmox in the cloud. So we are excited to have them with us. We have Barry Stetler and Dan Protich. Dan, you promised to change the name on there to Dan, and you threw me off. Dan, I think I got the first name right. And then, of course, I also have Josh Moss. He is one of my partners in crime, solution architect for xByte Technologies. But Barry, Dan, well, I'll give you guys Barry starting first, about 30 seconds. Just introduce yourself, introduce ARPHost for us, for those who don't know you guys.
Yeah, I'm Barry Stetler, the president of ARPHost. I've been in the hosting industry since about 2001. We do bare metal servers. We do Proxmox migrations. We migrate VMware from Proxmox. We'll host just about anything and manage it for you. We've been doing this for a very long time, and we love it. So it's us in a box.
And I'm Dejan Protich, obviously the CTO for ARPHost. I've been in the industry for well over 20 plus years. My background ultimately is just network engineering, but also infrastructure. So everything from scalable infrastructure on the networking side to also the server side of it. You name it, I've done it pretty much.
Nice. So as I said, we're excited to have these guys join us today. We're going to pepper them with some questions as we try and debunk some of these Proxmox myths. So the first one I'm going to start with is that, and we hear this, we say, hey, it's open source. Does that mean not enterprise? Isn't that just for hobbyists? So what do you guys have to say about that?
Open source doesn't mean it's for the hobbyist. Proxmox isn't enterprise because some, suit says so. It's enterprise because it delivers, It delivers cost-wise, it delivers scalability, it delivers HA, and it's very reliable. It's been there for, over 20 years. So it's amazing that, hasn't been a top VMware for longer.
Yeah, and the open source community itself, though, in my opinion, also is a larger community than individual enterprises. So there's actually a substantially larger amount of people that ultimately work on that type of platform. Everybody contributes, and that's the nice part about it. In some cases, obviously, you can see how Microsoft has went into, integrating certain aspects of open source into their platform to make it to where it's more competitive, going full CLI in some comparison sakes.
So is there advantage customers get from having, I guess, there's licenses, right? You can get a license for Proxmox, so it's not just open source. How does all that work together?
You can get an enterprise license. It's per CPU, and basically, you get it for the enterprise repo, so that when you get the packages they're tested in the community repo first. So any bugs are worked out, and then they're filtered into the enterprise repo. So you have the peace of mind to know that you're not going to have these bugs that they've already tested.
Yeah, it's basically a more stable platform overall for the enterprise repo. There is everything that the community gets, the enterprise gets as well, but the enterprise is just way more further testing to ensure there's no bugs that enter production. Think of some of the updates that happened with Microsoft, for example, right? They pushed out a production release, and it crippled a large portion of companies with that update. So
good to know. So another big myth with Proxmox is that you can't get support. People say, hey, I'm going to go with VMware, or I'm going to go with one of the other big hosting guys, maybe even Hyper-V out there, because hey, they're big companies, and I know that their support. It kind of goes along with, these guys are new, right? So there's no support, or the forums, they're not highly developed. Is that true?
Well, they've been around since 2008, supporting, government clients in Europe and clients all over the world. I mean, if you look at their success stories, it's amazing.
Yeah, and not only just them, like we've historically used it, and then when you look at support, if you get stuck on something, you have a large community to help assist. It's not like you're going to be more than likely the first one that ran into a problem, but if you do, by all means, that's a bug. Submit it, and then everybody starts looking into it. It's not just waiting for this one entity to go through and see. So it's pretty. The support is large. That's the great part about open source in some retrospect as well. You have a larger amount of people, diverse people that is looking at that and using it, internationally.
So if people want support, they can go to Proxmox. How else can they get support?
They can come directly to ARPHost. We provide managed services. We provide managed clouds. We can manage on-premise. However they need to do it, we're willing to do it.
Sounds good.
The amount of clusters that we've managed is a quite large amount. So we've interacted with quite different diversified solutions. And so, yeah, it's not like we're new at doing this.
All right. And now another myth out there that we're going to try and debunk. I feel like we're the Mythbusters. I don't know if I can say that or not. I don't know if we'll have to pay royalties. If we do, Lindsay, please cut out that section where I said Mythbusters. But yeah, so another myth out there that we may want to bust is that the features don't exist. There's no parity. The big guys out there, especially VMware, they have all the features. So I'm going to surprise Josh here. We didn't prep for this one, but I'm going to say, Josh, give me like your favorite VMware feature, and we're going to see if we can stump these guys to say, hey, is this actually in Proxmox?
I think one of my favorite features is distributed switching in VMware rather.
So that was that, and what is that? Is it NDX or
NSX?
You're thinking NSX. I'm thinking distributed switches versus standard switches in this scenario. So distributed switching is probably one of my favorite features.
All right, guys, that better exists, or this myth is.
It's the virtual networking they have built in. It's SDN. Yeah, you can do it with SDN. I was having an episode there for a second.
Barry's like, Ryan's killing me. He's going off script. We're not prepped for this. All right, so the SDN, that's out there. So software-defined networking, that's another feature out there. I mean, the big ones. I mean, HA, vSAN.
vSAN is, they replaced that with Ceph basically when you move to Proxmox. They have backup. They have, what was the first thing you said? There's software-defined
HA.
HA, yeah, that's built in. You can set up different groups and migrate VMs from one server to another. If one goes down, you could have it to go to any other server you wanted, or you can basically set it up how you want. You set up groups per server or per multiple servers. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. But HA is definitely covered, and it's there is a lot of people say there's no DRS solution, but there is a third-party DRS solution out there too, which has been out a couple years. So I really would love to try that, but have not used it yet.
So if only someone out there could publish a list of all the features of VMware and how they related back to Proxmox. And so if you are looking for that, it just so happens to be ARPHost has that. And so don't worry, you do not have to remember this. I mean, you can write this down, this URL, and you can go to it. But we will also include it in the notes for the podcast. We put it out there on YouTube so you can get to it. But it's this nice comparison matrix. So we're going to kind of go down this list. So this is some of the, I think, along with being enterprise ready and is there really support? And this is another one of those myths out there is that, hey, it just can't compete. I mean, hey, I've got to use VMware because it has all the features. And so let's go ahead and just kind of roll down through this. So we have, here's the feature, and this column right here. Here's whether Proxmox has it, and here's whether VMware has it. You're kind of going here. Now, the number 2 feature here. What's this? What's LXC? Is this something that VMware doesn't have? I was surprised to see this one.
It's very similar to Docker. You can run containers basically right on the host, and it's just another feature. They started off with OpenVZ back in the day when everybody used OpenVZ, and then they switched to LXC when it became more feature rich. It's really easy to spin up templates with LXC.
Instead of running a full-blown VM, it's a lightweight container, basically.
Okay. We may have to have like debunking VMware. Does it really have all the features of Proxmox? Apparently, no. Management. You have vCenter. It's got integrated management, CLI. It's all there. HA. This is how you guys are talking about HA. So what are some of the differences on HA? For anyone who does not know, high availability is when I say HA.
Basically, Proxmox is simple. You just set up a group where you want them to fail over. You put your VM in that group. Like say you had 5 Proxmox nodes and you wanted to fall over to any of the 5 nodes that are up, or any 4 nodes that are up. You make a group of 5, and then if one of them goes down, they'll fail over to that one. So it's like really simple. What were you going to say, Dan? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say it's all based on the cluster itself. It's built in. It's what Proxmox likes to tout. Hey, we have this capability. A lot of people don't know. Yeah, you can deploy a single node, but if you have multiple nodes, 3 or more, it makes it real easy for everything from distributed storage to failover capabilities, live migrations. Everything from, whether you have a dedicated storage appliance or if you have it just distributed across it, it's built in, it's there, and there's no additional cost for it. So.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember when everybody started advertising hyperconverged, but we were advertising it too. Like, hey, we got a hyperconverged solution here, and it's not $30,000. Anyways.
So, Josh, I know you've done a lot of on the xByte technology side. You've done a lot on the VMware side of things. So, why don't you tell us about vMotion and how that works within VMware?
Yeah, so vMotion, it's a feature. It kind of comprised of 2 different potential components. One being just a compute, vMotion or migration from one physical server to another. Or it could also be what they call a storage vMotion, which is moving the storage components, the virtual disk, the virtual configuration file from, one storage to another, or it could be both. So effectively moving of the virtual machine from one piece of hardware to another.
And you need shared storage of some kind for that then?
So with VMware, you can do shared storage, or you can do actually in newer versions of VMware, what they call a shared nothing vMotion. So long as vCenter is present in the environment.
Yeah, I actually took training in 2015 for VMware, and I remember all that. Like we flew out to Phoenix, Arizona, and took training. Anyways, Proxmox does have feature parity to those. It has hot migrations, and you can do local storage migrations now with any type of storage. So it's pretty awesome.
And so all the same things that Josh just mentioned, that's all in Proxmox.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, DRS is the one thing that's not natively there. And, they added a whole bunch of new HA features in 9 that have to do with networking, which I've been doing migrations to 9, but I haven't had a chance to play with all of them. Like we still have clusters to migrate from 8 to 9. But it just keeps getting better and better. I can only imagine they're going to have DRS before it's all over.
And what's DRS for those who don't know?
It's going to let you fail over to a cluster offsite, basically.
Okay.
Josh can probably explain it a lot better than I can because I haven't actually set it up in probably forever. It's been a long time. So
Yeah, so it stands for the distributed resource scheduler. It's kind of a means of load balancing the virtual workloads across the cluster.
Okay, so you're moving it because it's, hey, this server is too bogged
Yeah,
down or something.
yeah. So basically, let's say you've got a server that has X amount of resources. If the VM demand is coming in, and that one server, physical server, along with the other virtual servers that it has on it, can't provide enough resources, it'll move some workloads around to basically balance the resource allocation across the cluster and across the physical servers.
All right, so for those listening, this is more editorial. We're not just selling Proxmox. We did actually tell you guys a feature that wasn't there. So we are trying to give you a little balanced idea, but it kind of defend Proxmox. Okay, if you need that, maybe there's options there, or you just have somebody move the VM.
no, there is an option. It's just open source.
Oh.
The guy's awesome that's been doing it. He's been around as long as I have. It's what did I call it before? It's LB Prox. Yeah, it's LB Prox, and it does all that. But it's not Proxmox doesn't make it. It's another guy that makes it. And
it's an add-on where you would have to have some customization to be have it to be integrated.
Oh, okay.
But there's that's the nice part about open source, right? People can develop around it and also have it to be integrated with that other platform.
Oh, awesome.
Sorry, it's Prox LB.
Prox LB.
Yeah, and that rebalances your workloads and all that stuff. And
yeah, open source.
And it integrates into Proxmox. I believe it has some GUI mechanisms from what I read.
So we have Ceph for any kind of software-defined storage. So your vCN equivalent here. Now, Josh, for VMware, how does the license work for vSAN?
So for vSAN nowadays, you have to basically license the raw terabytes, or aka terabytes if you convert it over to. And depending on which license you get, either VVF, VMware vThought, or VMware vSphere Foundation, or VCF, it does include some space within the license. But anything beyond that, you do have to license separately. But all that to say, it's per terabyte or terabyte of raw space in the cluster. Keynote there being raw.
Okay. And then Barry, Dan, how does the licensing work for Ceph?
It's open source unless you want the enterprise repo, and then it's the same price as the CPU. So you get one license for everything.
It's not based on storage amounts or anything like that. It's the license that you have for the repo is for the repo itself, where you get the software updates and such. There is absolutely zero additional licensing cost for the features that are being mentioned.
Yeah, it does have a separate repo for Ceph, but it's not a different cost. It's all one cost for the one CPU cost.
You guys have all the good answers. All right, so we're going down the list here. We talked about this before. This was Josh's favorite feature that I surprised him with, that he had mentioned off. So if you're ever near him in a social setting, you can bring up software-defined networking, and he can start a conversation with Josh. Let's see, backups all here. Security, 2FA is big important now. It's got, monitoring, scalability. We've debunked the myths. I know I've kind of given some of my myths out there. For Barry, Dan, any myths that I didn't cover?
I think the biggest one is, people don't think it's enterprise because it's open source. I've seen that all over the place. I've seen people saying it on LinkedIn. I've seen it everywhere, and it's their loss. I hope to get them to change their minds. Honestly, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I've been operating open source stuff for a really long time. Since I would say 97. So I've been, I helped fix debug issues, bugs that were identified in BSD. So it would feel overwhelming to some people when you go through and you try something new, but once you do, you're like, why didn't I do this sooner? So
Josh, on your side, any other myths that you've heard about?
Yeah, just from a customer perspective, I think the biggest objection is the support and how that looks. So just trying to reframe the line of thinking that they have around it, and let them know that there is a huge following out there for Proxmox, and it goes all the way from their forum, all the way to partners like Dan and Barry there to ARPHost that have their back whenever they need any sort of help that they can't figure out on their own.
All right, so for all of you guys out there, if you're looking to explore your options, be it VMware, be it Proxmox, Hyper-V, any virtualization options, you can come find xByte. We can help you with that. You can come find ARPHost. They can chat with you about that. Guys, if people are looking to find you, how do they find you?
Just go to ARPHost.com. Hit us up on LinkedIn, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on any of the social media outlets under ARPHost, and we'll get back to you.
Yep. We also have a Discord server, so all the links and stuff are on our website. If you want to join the Discord server, we're active in there. We have quite a few members that's ultimately in there as well. But yeah, we have discussions, everything from do they have any problem solutions? It could be a direct DM, it could be a public in the community itself of our Discord server, but yeah, there's many.
All right, excellent. TikTok. Are you on
I don't have
TikTok?
a TikTok account yet. I think I might have started to sign up.
You have X? Yeah, but I mean,
All right,
Well, we probably should. I mean, we probably should.
We should probably get you guys doing a dance routine on TikTok. All right, next podcast that we guys do together. We will have one of us do a dance. I'm not sure who it'll be yet. It could be Josh.
I know who it won't be.
Oh, Dan's doing it. He's got the finger dance going. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys very much for joining us. As I said, if you're looking to find them, reach out on social, go to arphost.com. We will post that link to their blog for everyone to use. If you want to get in touch with either myself or Josh or anyone in the xByte family, for us it's easy as well. Just xbyte.com, and you can find all of us. So, guys, thank you very much for On-Prem Pros. It was great having you. For Josh, myself at xByte, cheers, everybody.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.